Hello viewers, and welcome to a new selection of videos which is just going to be looking at the Vita version. These have been just quickly thrown together by Martin, our writer on the VV website. He edits all of the new news stories and he's got hold of a copy to review, which will be coming up along with other news as well. So this week we've had news, of course, of the first DLC. We should point out straight away it's free DLC and it's essentially completing the package that you have on the consoles, which is great. So going through the different tracks there, stages should I say, and we've just sort of slapped this together, give you guys an insight into the Vita version, how it's developing, and building a nice collection of Vita video content as well along the way. Obviously there's a slight reflection there of Martin in his camera. You can see the awkward play. Unfortunately, when you play these you do need to sit behind the camera and try to keep the camera a precise distance away from, obviously keep the Vita a precise distance away from the camera, otherwise it quickly goes out of focus. It's always a massive pain filming these things. We will improve the technique eventually. This is just early right now, but at the same time it gives you guys a little insight into it. So graphics, straight away, I think when I first played the version a few months ago, I was really impressed with what they've managed to do with the Vita version. I mean, it never ceases to amaze me what they can do with a handheld game. This isn't that far from the console versions. Sure, it has less textures and effects and everything else, but it's all there, you know, and the handling generally is pretty similar as well. So admittedly Martin's struggling here to get used to the nub for driving with his first impact. No doubt that'll affect his car handling, but either way, just really this isn't a demonstration run. This is more of a case of just looking at the game, seeing an insight if you're considering buying it, what you're going to be getting in the package. Now, I don't have all the details on the package. I know the initial package starts off with 6 rallies and they've just released a couple more in a pack as well, and apparently more's going to be on the way. So I think ultimately, as far as racing games go on the Vita, this is a must buy at the moment. It's certainly one of the best ones out there. Now the other one that people are going to be mentioning is Need for Speed, and we're going to be looking at that as well. So there's going to be lots of Vita videos over the next few days, just where we get through a whole backlog I've had sitting here over the last 3 weeks that I'm trying to catch up on. I've been having a period of poor health as well that's affected my video output, but I'm getting back to it over the next few days as I recover. There's a few tricky corners, a high-speed section here, and then you have this tricky corner onto the bridge, and he makes it nicely. So getting into more of a flow there now after a tricky start. There is some slowdown here and there. I'm going to find out about that, find out if that's in the game or if it's just down to the recording of the video and the processing of the video. I will look into that. But on the whole, lots of detail. You know, talking to Milestone, obviously you guys have been watching the development videos. I mean, Vita is a very small market at the moment, and it's great to see that they've put this much into a Vita game. You know, it's a big risk when you're putting a huge development budget into a game that may not sell. So I think for them it's interesting. I think they're going to see how popular this is, and that'll depend on whether you see many more on the Vita in the future. And I think that's the same stance with many publishers. You know, you're going to see them testing with product, putting one good product on the Vita, and then saying, right, let's see if it sells, and let's see if Sony can get the Vita out there at a reasonable price. Sony have never been great when it's come to cost of their equipment in recent times, it has to be said. The PlayStation 3 costing so much due to the Blu-ray, or the exclusive being the Blu-ray. This final twisty section. I do like this section though. It's got a nice flow to it when you get in the rhythm. You know, you really need to get in early. Martin's completely lost his rhythm there. You can see before he even entered the corner. You've got to get in the rhythm nice and early and then just flow with it. So with his damaged car, he's going to finish the course. And I've already seen the end. He makes a mistake on the end there as well. No good, Martin. Right. Well, that's it, viewers, for part 1. More to follow.